I was the generation that grew up with Harry Potter. I remember waiting by the mailbox for the books. There were a lot of people that I knew whose parents wouldn't let them read or watch Harry Potter because, it was witchcraft and wizardry. Sometimes faith and fantasy can get put at odds. I think you learn more about your faith if you're willing to examine some of those themes that come up in those stories.
Hey guys, my name is Ashley Cox and I am the fangirl that started FANGIRLingoverJesus.com.
I originally started FOJ to unite, intersect faith and fandom, and where you can kind of pull out gospel themes from favorite fandoms, places like Star Wars, Doctor Who, Marvel, Lord of the Rings. It was just supposed to be a blog, and then it kind of literally took off from there. I just fell in love with designing different clothing, different apparel that spoke to people, whether from a faith and fandom base or from just a fandom base. This was a labor of love. My first ever cosplay was at Star Wars Celebration, and it was as Kanan Jarrus. He's a Jedi from Star Wars Rebels. This is the shoulder armor that I created for that convention, and I got Freddie Prinze Jr. to sign it. Somebody didn't have access to armor. I wanted them to be able to get something like this where they could, wear it and feel like they were cosplaying even though they didn't necessarily have all the bits and pieces. We have a multitude of Ahsoka designs, Ahsoka-inspired designs. This is a quote that is from the Clone Wars title cards, "Never give up hope, no matter how dark things seem." That became kind of a mantra for me and my mom, especially in the last 5 months or so of my dad's life. When you know that your dad is a lot older than most other dads, you almost start grieving from the time you're a little kid because you know you're not going to have your dad for as long as most people. The last 16 years of his life, he had actually been diagnosed with Parkinson's. The last 3-4 years, he had Parkinson's-related dementia. The dementia would come up in memory, it would come up in behavior changes. He would kind of think of where he was as an alternate reality. We had put a deposit down on a room for him at an assisted living facility on a Friday. He fell down the stairs at our house on Saturday. He stayed in the hospital for 5 days. And it was traumatic, to say the least. As hard as it was, the amazing thing is there were people from all over the country that I had met through FOJ, online virtually, that were praying for me and my family. How incredible is that? I've never met most of these people in person, and they are lifting me and my family up.
So I'm recording this on Wednesday night? No, Thursday night. But tomorrow is the 17th, and that marks 2 months since my dad died. I feel like there's a lot that I want to say, and I feel like there's a lot that I don't know how to say. This is the grieving process that, from WandaVision, that quote, "What is grief if not love persevering?" It's truly the most accurate way I can describe our grieving right now. It truly comes in waves, it comes from behind, and it just sneaks up on you and you don't even think about it.
Even when you've been sitting in grief for so long because you know that something like this could happen, the way it happened, the timing of how it happened, neither me or my mom could have predicted it.
The day my dad died, July 17th, it was storming the whole day. I went to go pick up food, and right behind the car, when I came out from picking up food, right behind the car was the sky clearing, blue skies, and a rainbow. And I believe that rainbow was a promise from God. Y'all showed up. Even in the midst of pain and suffering and things that you never thought were going to happen. God is so good.
There will come a day when every tear will be wiped away, and when all bad things will come undone. We all feel that when we feel grief, when we feel anger, when we feel betrayal, when we feel all of those negative things that have been brought about by sin. We feel those because there is a story written on our hearts, and ultimately it's a story that Jesus alone can solve. That's why I really love combining faith and fandom. This is the easiest way for us to access the deeper truth and the deeper meaning. If I can convey even just a little bit of that, that's my hope with FOJ. And at the end of the day, it's not really a business, it's a community. It's a community.